Hello everyone and welcome you to part 2 of my Lies of P walkthrough. Today we're diving into Elysion Boulevard. Upon entering the main boulevard, we will see a member of the Black Rabbit Brotherhood making an entrance from an overhead rail car. After activating the Stargazer, you can interact with it to engage in optional dialogue with Eugenie if you wish to do so. We will dispatch of the enemy in front of us to the right, then return back to the Stargazer. From there we will drop down through the opening in the railway. Here we have the chance to execute a fatal attack on the enemy below. Afterward, let us deal with another puppet that is approaching us. We will collect the throwing cell and make our way up the stairs. Continuing down the street, we'll take out 2 more puppets and pass through the archway where Geppeto will share some insights about the history of Elysion Boulevard.
Elysion Boulevard was a regular rich people row. You wanted fancy boutiques and shops. No place better. But that was long ago, before the puppet frenzy.
If you approach the carriage on the left, watch out as a puppet on top of it will drop down to ambush you. After handling the threat, grab the vivid ergo fragment near the gate, which can't be opened from this side. Gotta go through here. Follow the road and eliminate the enemies guarding a chest near a staircase. Once they're dealt with, open the chest to find the LADA F150 frame. A new ring we will want to equip. Next, head upstairs to locate a ladder on the right between 2 buildings. As you cross the planks, a puppet will wait for you right around the corner, while another will be shooting at you from across the building on the other side, along with an additional puppet just around the next corner ready to ambush. Dispatch of them, then activate the shortcut and pick up the saw-toothed wheel next to it. Cross the blue roof to the previous building and check the corner near the Cafe Restaurant Wine sign to find Eugenie's emergency protection. Then cross back to the blue roof and head to the other building. Continue to the right, where you'll encounter a puppet similar to the Krat station manager that can use fury attacks. Defeat it and move inside the building ahead. As you head upstairs, be cautious as there are 3 enemies in the room and it's easy to get cornered. After clearing the enemies, make your way back upstairs and pick up the attribute resistance ampoule here before exiting. Outside, you'll face an enemy wielding a chimney sweep. These act like pikemen capable of combo pierce attacks, so stay alert. Once we've dealt with the chimney puppet, let's head out to handle a ranged puppet. After that, carefully make your way across the narrow walkway to the ledge of the previous building and grab the electric blitz abrasive. Return back to the previous building and circle around to the right. An enemy will be hiding on the right, so be careful. Now you can pick up the sharp pipe. Head back to the 2 planks where we crossed buildings, and you will see a ladder near the Bistro de Krat sign. Take the ladder down and follow the street, where we will encounter 1 more enemy. Defeat it and grab the hidden moonstone it was guarding. Continue along the street and we will arrive at the gate we couldn't open earlier. Pick up the dim ergo fragment and unlock the gate to create a shortcut back to our Stargazer. Retract your steps and head back up the ladder. Once at the top, you'll see another ladder ahead of you. Continue up to the higher roof. You can circle around the right side of the building to pick up a vivid ergo fragment. There will be an enemy throwing electric cells at you, so be careful. We will now return back and circle around the building until we find a puppet facing away from us. We have to be cautious as there's another enemy on the rooftop across from us throwing electric cells. The next section is a bit tricky, and I personally find the easiest way to deal with the area is to make a quick run through it. Therefore, we will now dash forward and deal with the chimney puppets in our way. When they're taken care of, we'll make a dash into the building ahead and head straight up the ladder. There will be another puppet right in front, another ladder. Defeat it and then climb that one up as well to finally handle the throwing cell puppets. What the fuck? Ah! We can loot all the items on the roof before heading back down to face the remaining enemies. Be cautious as there are 4 enemies below, not just the 3 you initially see. The 4th will emerge from the door opposite where we exited the ladder earlier. I missed that guy and it ended up costing me a death, so make sure you're prepared and be better than me. Ah, fuck! Oh my god, stop! No. After coming back to life, I'll grab the Legion magazine and then run up to the other side for some dim ergo fragment. We're done with this section, so let's return back to the rooftop where we dealt with the throwing cell enemies. You will notice a hole in the roof to the left. Carefully drop down onto the planks below where an enemy is hiding in the dark. You may perform a falling strike to knock him out. Once you peek out, you might see a large puppet on the nearby roof. You can either outrun this puppet, which is risky, and activate the Stargazer just ahead in the adjacent building, or you can take him on. He's not too difficult and somewhat slow. If you're not confident with deflecting, you can step back each time he winds up for a punch and strike afterward. I will use this opportunity to practice my perfect guard. After dealing with the puppet, we can collect the life amulet from the chest where the puppet was. The life amulet increases our maximum HP by 7%. It's the first amulet we find. I'll make sure to equip mine. Finally, we can activate the Stargazer inside the house on Elysion Boulevard. Before we move forward, however, let's return to the adjacent building to find the frozen man's letter. Flip through all the pages of the letter to obtain the Remembrance gesture. Before I continue with the next area, I make sure to return to the hub and level up. Yeah, I like to be at the uneven numbers, so I got capacity to 15, which means I'll leave it at that for a while now. And next, when I have more ergo, I think I will go ahead and level up vitality and vigor. Vitality and vigor. For now, I am actually glad where my capacity is at. Back inside the house, check the hallway for another merchant. He's got some new items, including the electric coil stick, a blunt weapon that deals electric blitz damage. I'm holding off on buying it for now, but I'll definitely come back for it later. There is also a lift nearby, though we can't activate it from this side. Now it's time to head outside and take on some enemies. You can use the Legion arm to pull puppets closer for an easier fight if you like to do that. Be cautious of the chimney puppet hiding in the alcove to the right, as it's waiting to ambush you. After handling them, move forward to the next rooftop where you'll encounter another chimney puppet. Hug the path around the building and climb the ladder. Take out the puppet at the top, but leave the item for now. Drop back down and cross over to the building. As you do, Eugenie will mention a butterfly, which appears as you approach the roof.
Is that a butterfly? Why is the ergo reacting like that? If you want to check it out, I can take point.
Dimensional butterfly. Occasionally, a dimensional butterfly will appear in parts of Krat. Monet's lamp can detect the butterfly, lighting up a red to point out its location. When the character is near the hidden butterfly, it will appear. After a certain amount of time, the butterfly will disappear into another dimension. Kill it to get useful materials. Yeah, this is like, crystal lizards or the scarabs in Elden Ring. After collecting the item from the butterfly, pick up the star fragment from the corner. Then return to the earlier rooftop, where we can spot a chimney puppet hanging from the roof edge. You can throw a sawtooth wheel at it to knock it down. Now finally we will climb back up the ladder and safely grab Venigni's Krat Landmark Guide 2. Then backtrack to the narrow steel beam and collect the dim ergo fragment. As we turn around, we will notice a ladder leading down, which we will descend. As we reach the ground, we'll hear someone coughing nearby. But before checking that out, let's take care of the 2 puppet dogs that leap out from nearby windows as we move further down the alley. We can activate the shock traps by hitting them or tossing a throwable to zap the nearby enemies. Once we've cleared out all the foes in this alley, we can loot the chest at the end of the alley for the Workshop Union Standard Installation Converter. As you can see, it's a lot more useful than our starting one, so let's go with that. As we move along the road, we'll spot a top hat puppet strolling down the street. Let's take it out. And then grab the Radiant Ergo fragment nearby. Once that's done, we can search for the coughing NPC. To do so, we need to backtrack to the ladder where we'll find a single lit window on the left. Approaching it will allow us to speak with Toma, who mentions his friend Murphy.
I thought Murphy is a super cool police officer.
Dude, I love how similar it is to Bloodborne when it comes to the NPC and everything else. Obviously, there's far too much deflection stuff going on, but yeah, it's fine. I can look past that. Let's continue down the street until we find a Radiant Ergo fragment next to a damaged cart. After that, we'll need to deal with 2 puppet dogs in front of us near an item. There's also a puppet butler sitting below the stairs ahead, which will be awakened by the barking dogs charging toward us. So let's be careful not to get cornered. I don't know, I cannot get to them. Once the area is clear, we can grab Eugeni's emergency protection before moving on. For now, we can ignore the locked gate and pick up the hidden moonstone, which is located near another puppet dog. To the left of the dog, we will find a very narrow alleyway. As we proceed through the alley, we'll pass by a few more puppets. Afterward, we can discover another hidden moonstone. At the end of the alley, let's stay alert for a puppet butler hiding in an alcove on the left before we grab the star fragment. Let's head back up the ladder to the rooftop where we first saw the butterfly. Then continue through the building. There's a note. Warning, petrification disease quarantine zone. No trespassers. Everyone is a patient or lunatic. Do not speak to them. Okay, dokies. As we exit the other side, we will hear a woman speaking about her child. Instead of descending the ladder, we should drop down to the right to talk to the weeping woman at the window.
This must be your first time.
She'll tell us that her child was taken away after she fell victim to the petrification disease. Longing to reunite with her child, she asks us to go to the Krat City Hall to bring her child back.
Please go to Krat City Hall and bring me my baby.
When she asks, choose I'll find her to agree to help.
Thank you so much, kind one.
She said the baby was at City Hall. Should we check it out?
Hell yeah, we checking it out. Up down here. Next we can descend and face a police puppet. No, I suck at this so much. No! I can't, my weapon is destroyed. My weapon. Once we defeat the police puppet, we'll receive a new weapon. The Krat Police Baton, which is a blunt type of weapon. That will be quite useful soon, so don't skip on it. Moving through the archway ahead, we'll find the torn Doodle on our right. We also find another note warning us about the quarantine zone. As we proceed, there's a puppet dog and a puppet swordman waiting at the corner. Let's defeat them. Oh my god, I cannot believe that I'm barely surviving here. Then check the left corner to unlock a gate, creating a shortcut and picking up the sawtoothed wheel. This shortcut leads back to the area with Toma. Continuing down the street, a puppet swordman will burst out from the apartment doors to our left. You can take him down or run past him like I did inside the apartment complex to repair the elevator, unlocking a shortcut back to the merchant at the Stargazer. Back at our Stargazer, we can now prepare for the upcoming boss battle, whether you want to level up, purchase items from the merchant, or upgrade your weapons. Now is the time to do so. Back on Elysion Boulevard, let's take the elevator back down to the street. We will need to deal with the two puppet swordsmen ahead, though you can run past them once the gate ahead is opened. Before unlocking the gate, let's grab Vegnini's urgent repair tool, which is hidden behind the carriage nearby. Then proceed to the Alchemist bridge, where we spot a destroyed puppet hanging from the bridge arches alongside a sign that reads, "All puppets will be destroyed." As we cross the bridge, we'll come across a stalker yelling at Geppeto, who appears to be in a nearby carriage.
You know what caused the puppet frenzy, don't you? You're their maker, practically their father. You and the alchemist scheming together. Tell me the truth. What's your problem? I'm here for the old man. Get lost. Wait. I know you. Or more like, I know what you are. You're the devil's puppet. You can't sneak past me. Die!
When facing the Mad Donkey, it's essential to stay agile and watch his attack patterns closely. He has a mix of both fast and slow attacks, so staying alert is crucial. I recommend using weapons that deal blunt damage and electricity, as he seems particularly vulnerable to those types, such as the police baton with electricity abrasives or the electric coil stick from the merchant on Elysion Boulevard. However, I'm sticking with my greatsword of Fate Blade enhanced with electricity abrasive. I find it effective to alternate between deflecting his attacks and going for backstabs.
Are you a dream or a nightmare?
No.
Stop showing up already.
Keeping a distance during his fury attacks is also key, and those can't be dodged. Since his attack patterns can catch you off guard, it's often easier to deflect the ones I can anticipate than maneuver around him to the right to land a backstab. Overall, maintaining your agility and watching for openings will be your best strategy in this fight. Yeah, I didn't pay attention, so no.
Are you a dream or a nightmare? Stop showing up already.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
The truth. Now I feel bad for my comrade.
Finally, we meet, son. It's a dream come true. Seeing you like this, I understand why some people despise me. I invented the puppets after all. I should take responsibility as their maker. But in order for me to do that, I need to take care of the puppets at City Hall. Won't you help me, son? Take this. You'll find it most useful.
I shall remember thee, tarnished. It's the same voice actor, which just gives me goosebumps. It's kind of weird to me, but at the same time it makes me quite happy. Upon meeting Geppeto, he asks us to deal with the puppets in Krat City Hall before we can reunite with him at Hotel Krat. But before unlocking the gate, be sure to check behind the carriage across the bridge for a hidden moonstone. Then use the Stalker's key to unlock the gate to Krat City Hall and make your way inside. Upon activating the Stargazer past the gate, Eugenie will mention the weapon assembly tool obtained from the Mad Donkey. This tool lets you break down weapons into blades and handles, which can be reassembled into new weapons. The blade determines the weapon's base attack strength and how much damage it absorbs when guarding, while the handle controls the weapon's attribute scaling and moveset. I make a brief detour to Hotel Krat to level up my vitality before moving on with Krat City Hall. From the Stargazer, turn left towards the locked gate to find a dim Ergo fragment. Descend the stairs and defeat the 3 puppet swordmen and puppet dog waiting below. On the right, by an electric shock trap, you'll find a star fragment. Continue to the corner where a corpse holds an attribute purification ampule. Then, ascend the stairs where 2 more puppet swordsmen are found near a fountain. From the top of these stairs, enter the alleyway on the left to discover a vivid Ergo fragment near another corpse, and unlock a shortcut back to the Stargazer at the alley's end. Return to the fountain and head up the stairs. At the top, we will take the left path first, where we'll find Krat News issue 1124 beneath a tree that says, "Will you be my friend?" Then we'll move to the opposite side to the right, where a puppet brawler awaits. After defeating him, we can collect the broken baby puppet, which can later be returned to the weeping woman.
Oh no. No survivors here. What do we do? Just give her that baby puppet?
Finally, let's take the stairs ahead, leading into City Hall. Here we will need to defeat Toma Puppet Swordsman. Then head into the alcove on the left to find a chest containing the Puppet Destroyer's Amulet. This amulet will greatly increase your damage to other puppet enemies. Before I continue toward the boss gate, I'll make a short return to Hotel Krat. I will level up and speak with Polendina about some new dialogue about stalkers.
There are two groups of them. The bastards.
Then return to the Krat City Hall Stargazer to make my way to the boss. When you're standing in front of the boss gate, you will take notice of the glowing blue basin. These basins are known as cracks calling and allow us to summon specters to aid in boss battles in exchange for star fragments, functioning much like phantom summons in other Souls games. If you struggle with the next boss, it's worth considering summoning the Spectre now. The scrapped Watchman is a moderately paced boss, focusing on a mix of melee strikes and lunges. For this fight, I'll be using the police baton, as this boss seems to be weak to blunt weapons. The key strategy here is to alternate between deflecting and dodging depending on the situation. Many of its attacks are telegraphed, giving you a chance to deflect or dodge. Oh, fuck, really? When it charges up electricity for AoE attacks, backing away quickly is essential to avoid damage. For attacks that are difficult to time, like the grab, I simply move back when I see it coming. Ah, scheiße, I forget that this one has a crazy reach. In the second phase, stay on your toes and dodge sideways to avoid its ranged shock attacks. During its slow arm slam, I try to dodge inside its swing to land an extra hit. No. Ah! Overall, patience and a mix of offense and defense are crucial. The police baton will give you the upper hand, allowing you to exploit its weakness while staying on the offensive. Okay, over and out with you. After defeating the scrapped Watchman, you will examine the area with friends written on the ground in front of a bench to receive the faded whistle. Then proceed into the building ahead to find Vegnini's guide. Follow the aisle to a locked gate, then return to Hotel Krat.
Whew, I think we're done here, pal. Back to the hotel.
Back at Hotel Krat, we speak with Sophia, who mentioned that Geppeto is on the second floor, excited to meet with us. We head up and find him in his study above the hotel entrance. He shares troubling news about his friend Vegnini, who ventured to the factory beyond Elysion Boulevard and hasn't returned. He asks us to go to his aid. After our conversation, we get access to the P-Organs system. This feature lets us unlock hidden abilities and customize them with various effects using quartz. It's pretty much a skill tree if you want to call it that. P-Organ. Use the P-Organ slots to activate your character's latent abilities. Equip quartz on the P-Organ to obtain its corresponding effect. If you equip quartz in each of the slots in a single group, you can gain the group's synergy effect. Each time the synergy effect of two groups are activated, the next step is unlocked. You can get a greater variety of effects as you take your P-Organ to higher phases. Now our skill tree has unlocked, and well, it's up to you what you want to use. I will read through it and decide the best skill to assign for my playstyle, and likewise I guess you shall do that too. Yeah, I'm gonna go with attack for now.
You can get from City Hall to the factory with the key I just gave you.
Yes, thank you. Back on the ground floor, we will talk to Eugenie to get the Fulminis Legion arm, which we can equip at the Venigni craft machine. This new Legion arm unleashes an electric blast, making it especially useful against puppets, perfect for tackling the factory ahead. However, I'll be heading into the next area with the puppet string. I find it much easier to deal with enemies by pulling them in close, allowing for more controlled combat. Before we move on to Vegnini Works, I'll take some time to level up my capacity. After that, we will head back to Elysion Boulevard to wrap up the remaining NPC quests. First, we make our way to the Weeping Woman's window, where we give her the broken baby puppet we found earlier near Krat City Hall. Moved to tears, she will ask us, isn't her baby adorable? If you tell her the truth, saying that's a puppet, she will give us a vivid ergo fragment. However, if you lie and say she's a cute baby, the Weeping Woman will reward us with the vivid ergo fragment and a field vinyl record that we can play on the gramophone in Hotel Krat to gain additional humanity.
Please accept my heartfelt gratitude.
After finishing the Weeping Woman's request, we will visit Toma's window again. Instead of speaking to him, we access our menu and navigate to the back to find the faded whistle we picked up at Krat City Hall. He recognizes the sound and starts talking.
That sound. Is that you, Murphy?
Now you can interact with him, where he will share some more about his friendships and then going completely mute, after which we are rewarded with the vivid ergo fragment.
I wish we could all play.
With our task complete, we return to the Krat City Hall courtyard and unlock the gate. Tune in for part 3 as we push into Vegnini Works, seeking out the richest man in Krat.